Welcome back to Split the Party. As always, I'm your host, Steve Osmond, and today we're here to talk about a game that I have been hyping and talking to my friends about for months, and I'm sure they're all sick of it. Now that the game's finally here, I'm hoping that they'll continue playing it with me. It is the Versus System two-player card game. The Marvel Battles is the set that's out right now. This is based on a CCG that was out quite a while ago that was just called Versus System. They had Marvel, they had DC, they had Image Comics, and you could battle your heroes against each other. Well, in the collectible card game market, you are competing against some giants out there. And I'm not going to say any names, Magic, but you will absolutely lose that battle. So they didn't fare very well, and in the end decided to, when they bring it back, to bring it back with a non-collectible model. It is similar, though not identical, to the living card games, and I understand that they really don't like to hear me use that, but just for reference with the fans, it's similar to what you're looking at. You're looking at a game where you're going to be building your deck, but you know what cards are released in each set. You can go through the expansions and say, okay, I'm going to need this many of this expansion, or I'm not going to need this expansion because these are the cards that are in there, and these are the cards that I need. There's no more going to the store buying booster packs, hoping that you will get the Star-Lord card that you need, finding that you didn't get it and buying 4 more just to also not get it. You're going to go and say, this is the product I need, this is the volume of that product I need, and now I can build my deck and take it to the house of my friends. Gameplay itself is very simple. It is similar to other collectible card games and other playable card games in that you have a resource generation, and then you spend the resource to purchase and use cards. You have location cards. For instance, this one right here, the Academy produces one of the yellow energy, and they have used symbols very similar to the ones from Upper Deck's other Marvel game, Marvel Legendary, which is nice. It makes them, for people who have played the two games, they're more recognizable automatically. My eyes caught that, and that was the first thing that I thought. Okay, so this is going to be green or strength-based. This is red or covert. And they use those same colors in this. So for the locations, you'll have either basic locations, which produce one type of energy, or each team affiliation, this one that I'm showing you here is the Guardians of the Galaxy, will have their own individual special location. This one is Nowhere. That will produce one of any of the types of energy. Now, to produce the energy, you flip the card over and it can't do it again. And I'll show you what the energy is used for later. But that's locations. Locations are used as resources in one of your 3 rows. You have a resource row, a support row, and an attack row in the front. You will also have a great number of supporting heroes. Your supporting heroes are going to go in one of those first 2 rows, either in attack or support. Now, attacking characters are always going to attack directly using their melee combat. Support characters can still attack if they have a ranged, this symbol here. If they have the ranged symbol, that denotes that they can attack from the back row. And then if you are in either row, you're only going to be attacking your opponent's front row, unless you have the flight symbol. Flight allows you to fly over their front row and attack their back row. So flight allows you to attack the back row. Range allows you to attack from the back row. And if you're lucky enough to have both of them, you can attack from either row, whoever you want, wherever they're at. Actual attacking is worked out very similar to other card games that you may be familiar with. There are 2 different numbers here. The first one is the number of damage that you do. The second one is the number of damage that you can take. And these are dealt between the 2 opponents simultaneously. If either one is knocked out or is depleted to 0, they take 1 wound and are paralyzed. Paralyzed just may flip over and they can't fight anymore until next turn. Now, if they've only got 1 wound here, this is their wound tracker, they're just dead. They're gone, they go in your discard pile. But in the case of your main characters, or some of the other supporting characters like this Gamora here, you can take more than 1 shot. You'll be flipped over, you'll lose any bonus counters, any +1/+1 or -1/-1 counters that are on you. You'll take a wound, and you're out of combat and can't do anything until the table comes back around to your turn. All right, so we've got locations, we've got characters, then we have the plot twists. Plot twists are just the little things that you can play either on your turn or during combat on somebody else's turn to change things a little bit. This one, Find Cover, You can play it during combat, in anybody's combat, whether you're involved or not. And it says choose a defender to get +0/+3 this combat. So you're basically just saving somebody's life. You know, this guy was going to die. He's not going to die anymore. I'm going to save his life. So it's a very similar, the cards are a very similar concept. They're not unfamiliar ideas to people who have been playing collectible card games or living card games, who have played games like this before. What makes this game stand out is the way that they integrate the characters, the different, the names of the plot twists, the names of the locations. So far with the Marvel license, they have done a really fantastic job of bringing out the feeling. You know, you've got Thanos, who thrives on knocking people out, which brings me to the main characters. Everybody has a main character who starts out at level 1 and has a level ability. Every time they take this effect, they gain 1 experience. When they get a certain amount of experience, they become level 2 and gain a second, more powerful ability and higher statistics. Thanos' special ability is every time anybody is knocked out, he gets an experience point. He thrives on death, just like he does in the comics. They've done a really, really excellent job of making all these characters feel the way they feel in the comics, integrate together the way they integrate in the comics. I'm looking forward to some of the other licenses that they've got coming up. They've already said that they will, just like with their Marvel Legendary or with their Legendary property, they will be bringing Aliens, Predator, and Firefly. There have been rumors of them wanting to get Hellboy, wanting to get The Crow, which that one seems much more confident. And I've also read online a number of things about them doing a celebration. Next year is the anniversary of Big Trouble in Little China. I love that movie, and they're going to be adding that not only to the Legendary game, but also to the Versus System card game. So you're going to have all these characters together. I'm going to be able to play Egg Chen and Thanos in the same deck or against each other. It's kind of a turbo nerd's dream, and I'm really excited to be part of it. I can't wait to see this game evolve, continue playing it with my friends, start building decks, get more ideas. Their Facebook group is extremely active and does a really good job. So if you're looking at getting into this game, actually hit them up right there. They'll give you a lot of strategies and help you get into developing the decks and playing the game. They also help connect people in areas to other people playing in those areas. It's a vibrant, really fun card game that's got a great community. I think everybody who really likes building decks and playing competitively one-on-one with their friends should check out the Versus System, the Marvel Battles. It's a great game, and I'm glad that I added it to my collection. But that's all I've got for today. So until next time, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Excelsior Games and Comics, Dual Bus Design, and Sound G Entertainment. And as always, I'll see you out there in the Nerdverse.